Half in the bag.
Woo.
I shoved chicken fingers up my ass.
Well,
that was one of them he did. I love
that
those.
it
I
was.
love. I love.
I don't
the,
think
really,
I've seen
the
that one.
funniest ones. The funniest thing, really, on Half in the Bag is the beginning when
Half in the bag.
when Mr. Plinkett does the intro. It's hilarious. That was one I heard tonight. I don't remember which one it was, but it was hilarious.
I don't think I've seen that one. There's a little over 100 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, 107 as of this week.
damn.
Mm-hmm.
As of Hardcore Henry.
As of Hardcore Henry, right? Which I don't think is going to be a good film. By the way,
I don't think it is. I don't think it's doing well. So.
I can't imagine. By the way, we're back on Smells Like 90's Rock.
We are back.
Hot Toddy and DJ P.O.R. and that last song by Prince, man. I made sure that song.
Control.
Yeah, I made sure that song got buried in the 1 o'clock hour as deep as I could because it's a little different. It was one of his bigger hits in the 90s, though. So
it's when people were willing to take risks and listen to provocative language.
It was. Well, the song is called P Control, but in the song he actually says the full word in his lady parts control. So, and you can probably figure it out from there.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's a good song, and we played a lot of Prince tonight. I'm glad we've done so.
I am.
It's good. We got one more Prince song to get to. I want to make sure we're gonna get to that before the end of the evening.
I really want to watch Batman now, just
so you can
Prince
hear
is
the
that was my
tunes.
formal introduction to Prince.
Right.
And I value it.
Yeah.
So.
Mine was Purple Rain. My parents had the album, and I listened to it, and it was wonderful, it was fantastic, and that's how I got into Prince. Little Red Corvette will always be my favorite Prince song.
Okay.
I love that song.
I don't know. I guess
1999 would come in second.
My love for superhero movies sort of stemmed from the Batman movie, I think.
Of course,
and
yeah.
And more or less having a love for that does not guarantee that I will be the coolest person in the room. But because Prince is associated with it, it sort of makes me feel a little more confident about it.
Yeah, of course.
Like, Prince will not have a song in the new X-Men movie.
No.
Although it does
obviously.
take place in the 80s. That's when...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, this new X-Men Apocalypse.
I knew that only because they all had 80s clothing in the previews. So.
And Apocalypse is very purple in this movie.
He is.
I feel like there could be a chance that, maybe there's at least some Prince music in the background in a scene or something.
Funny story. We talked about Kevin Smith in the last segment. I found a video, ironically enough, of Kevin Smith talking about the time he met and worked with Prince like 15 years ago online.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was talking about how Prince wanted him to do a documentary about his life. And Kevin Smith was like, of all the directors in the world, why did he ask me to do a documentary on his life? But he's like, and he was talking about how difficult it was really to work with him just because he was so aloof. He would barely show up, and then when he did, they really got nowhere with with what they wanted to do, exactly what they wanted to capture. And so it was he loved Prince. He even talked last night about how sad he was gone, and he always admired him and still admired him to the end. But he's just talking about how difficult it was to work with him, and it was funny because he talked about before he even knew that Prince wanted to work with him, he wanted to use one of Prince's songs in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And
was it the Morris Day and the Time song? Did Prince write that? Did he actually write that?
I don't know. It's something, I forget which one it was. It wasn't that one. But he wanted to use this song, and then literally a couple days later, he got the phone call that Prince wanted to talk to him, and he had this big long conversation with Prince and completely forgot to ask him if he could use the song in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So he called him back and asked him, and he said no. He said, no, you can't use it. So I was like, oh, okay.
He just said no,
he said
with no other explanation.
No,
he
just said no. Yeah, he said, no, I don't want you to use it.
No, I don't want you to use it.
But that was even before they worked together. So it's like, okay. So you had that one little awkward moment.
But he probably said something really odd to bookend that little conversation.
Yeah.
If Dave Chappelle's portrayal of Prince is accurate to any extent, I feel like no, you can't use my song.
Yeah.
I'm going to go make pancakes now.
It was funny because
It's
funny because there was a time when in this meeting that Kevin Smith thought I just can't do this, and I'm just going to have to we're going to have to tell him that I can't do this for him. So he went to his assistant and told her, "Will you tell him that I'm probably just going to not do this?" And she's like, "I can't tell him that." I'm like, "Why not?" And it's like, "Why not?" And it's like you don't understand how Prince comprehends things and how Prince and what Prince talks about. I mean, it'll be the middle of January, and Prince will say, I want a camel. Will somebody go get me a camel? And you have to explain to him that we're in California and it's January. We're not going to be able to do that. It was really funny.
I could definitely see that really eccentric side of Prince coming into play.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would really play to Kevin Smith's advantage, though.
It would. Yeah.
I mean, he's making a documentary about his life,
right?
And he could just talk about his odd sense of reality.
Yeah.
His really off the wall interpretation of reality.
Yeah. I mean,
they couldn't, and he didn't make the film. I'm guessing.
They shot a bunch of footage and had enough to make something, but unfortunately they never were able to piece it together.
They decided to scrap the project
and never saw the light of day. So no.
So there's probably like footage of just Kevin Smith and Prince just hanging out somewhere.
No, well,
but we may never see.
Kevin Smith
never see the light
Kevin
of day.
Smith was always behind the camera, so you never saw it. But it was all about Prince.
Well, maybe like in the B-roll.
But Prince's assistant told Kevin Smith that this is not unusual. It's like, I actually produced and directed 50 music videos that he did, and Kevin said, "Oh, which ones?" He was thinking some of the big ones. He said, "No, you don't understand. None of them were hits. None of them were singles. These were just songs that he wanted to make music videos for. We spent money for sets and costumes." And these were extras. These were extras, and these were music videos that we filmed, and all he did was just put them in his vault. That was it. And so that was that was another issue. He's like, well, if I'm making this documentary just so we can put it in the vault? I mean, it just didn't make any sense.
I can kind of appreciate that, just because Prince was pretty active, but in filming in the film industry, so I could understand wanting to just make something. You know, if you're artistically driven, I can understand just wanting to make something even if it never sees the light of day.
Sure.
So I could understand that. Although, given that it's Prince, that he just wanted to make random music videos, and
that's what he did, man. That's what he was. That's what he was about. I kind of
like that, though.
That's just his personality. That was what he was about. So, that's Prince.
I don't think it hit me how much I miss Prince until just now.
Just that moment.
Yeah.
So you remember.
That he just makes random.
That you remember, when he died, we remembered the artist, the singer.
Yeah.
But you forget
the eccentric being.
The eccentricities of Prince. And when you think about it, you start to laugh a little bit, and you can't help but tease him a little bit about it. Because, it's funny.
You should still be alive, Prince. We miss you.
You should still be with us and doing all this eccentric stuff. And please,
The world is like
the world will never have another
place. Is a more gloomy place without him.
Exactly, I agree. It's just a sad truth.
It's a little less bright.
Although
I think basically the only person in my immediate social circle who will actually react to Prince dying is probably my mom.
Yeah,
and that's probably it.
Yeah,
for me. And aside from you, I guess
it didn't really affect anybody hardcore.
Maybe Sheila.
It didn't affect anybody hardcore in my family. Just it was just shocking to everybody.
My mom's a big Prince fan.
Oh, there you go.
Apparently Sheila was, according to her "F.U. April" post that I saw.
Well, I said that too. I mean, it's just April sucks, and this whole year has sucked. Like I said earlier.
It's your birthday, Todd.
Well, no, other than that, but the whole year so far has sucked because we've lost so many people. It's just not fair. It's not right.
It is not fair. No.